Hey guys, thanks for watching. Scott from Adrenaline Adventures here with my lovely wife Dina. We're on a romantic 2-night canoe camping trip. We got a canvas tent, got a wood stove. It's early fall, perfect weather for camping. Forecast is looking amazing. It's going to dip down to just below freezing, and it's not going to get above 20 degrees Celsius for a high. I think it's more like 15 Celsius the forecast is calling for. So we're going to do some fishing. We're going to be doing some cooking over the fire. It's going to be amazing. And my wife and I don't get to go on trips very often. Our kids are getting old enough now where we can kind of leave them for a little bit anyway. So I try to balance everything, and it's time for me and my wife to get out here and enjoy nature and enjoy a trip like this. So we're really looking forward to it. We're just at our campsite. We've been paddling all day. It's about 4 in the afternoon, 4 or 5 actually. So we got to get to camp, get our tent up. Again, we got a canvas tent. We're going to get that up, and we got some beers. It's going to be a relaxing trip. Tomorrow we're going to do some fishing, hopefully catch some trout. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a great trip. We're going to do some hiking, and yeah, you can get to hang out and get to know my wife a little bit better. Obviously, I don't get a chance to take her on as many trips. We both have busy full-time careers, and we have 3 kids, 2 dogs. We got a busy household. So when I'm away, she's taking care of everything else at home, right? So kids are taken care of for the next 3 days. So me and her are just going to enjoy a little off-grid R&R, no cell reception, no troubles or fires to put out with the family. It's going to be really nice. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoy the video. And if you already haven't done so, please subscribe for more videos. I'm making them all the time. And enough talking, and enjoy. Cheers. This looks like a nice campsite. Thank you, my dear. What do you think?
Gorgeous.
Very nice. Okay, we're here. We got a great campsite. We gotta get this set up. Pretty exciting.
Okay.
Awesome. He's got to get used to being on camera, so you're going to have to bear with her. But once you see her on camera, you're really not going to want to see me on camera anymore. So I'm going to enjoy it while I can. It's a perfect campsite. Lots of flat areas for a tent. Typical blue barrel, that's my life jacket. And the yellow bag is my camera bag. The smaller blue barrel is a food barrel. And the canvas tent is underneath all this stuff here. That piece of plywood was underneath the wood stove, and that is the setup. So all the stuff we had for this camping trip, it was by no means roughing it. We were very comfortable, but we were able to carry it all to this remote island campsite with just 2 boats. So the biggest disadvantage of a canvas tent is the size. That's why it's great to use on a canoe trip, because we don't have to carry it. So between the two of us, it's not hard to move this around, but you wouldn't want to lug it on the trail for too far. This is good right here, Dee. Perfect. It's going to be time to give our paddles a new coat of varnish and sand them down. Griff's paddle's coming out on this one for Dee as a spare paddle. We'll probably go out in the canoe later, just the two of us. And the luxury in cold weather camping is wood stove. I have 2 canvas tents and I have 1 stove. So this stove for the tent that we have on this trip is perfect. It's a little big if you've seen my videos for the small tent, but it does the job. The most dangerous thing, taking a very, very heavy wood stove out of a very, I wouldn't say fragile canoe, but I wouldn't want to drop this and put a hole in my new pack boat. So I'm going to be careful getting this out of here because it's a bit of an awkward pull right now. There we go. That's all our gear for the trip. Everything we brought right there. It's time to get the tent up. I just wanted to go over it, what we're using on this trip. It's a 5-meter bell tent, heavy duty cotton canvas. It's got a full polyurethane tarp on the bottom, and it's very rugged. But I should give you full disclosure that this tent was given to me for free from a company that reached out to me, and they wanted to know if I wanted to use it. I was in the market for a canvas tent, so I took them up on it. I do get these offers quite a bit, and I rarely actually take someone up on the offer. So I'll put the link in the description of the video if you're interested, check it out. But I honestly could not be more impressed with this one and the smaller one. If you haven't watched my videos of the canvas cabin, I had that tent up all season long. It held up remarkably, and this one's just as durable as that one. Okay, the tent's set up, our cots are set up. We're just kind of fine-tuning things. I got the wood stove in place. I'll give you a little tour of the tent and show you a little bit about it. So it's got 2 doors the same size. This one here, we go in, and this is how we have cots. The beauty of the cots is that you got room to store stuff underneath. Red sleeping bag is mine. Green sleeping bag is Dina's. We both have -2 Celsius sleeping bags for this trip. Dina is always cold, so she could have a -20 and she'd still be chilly. That's the nice thing about having the wood stove for this trip. And there's our stove. So there's our stove set up. Cast iron fry pans I find are awesome for cooking on a stove because generally you have to change heat because it's not really very constant. So the nice thing is you heat this up. If it's getting too hot for you, you slide it over there. Cast iron holds its heat. So between the 2 cast iron fry pans, we're able to cook easily on that. Those little tripod chairs that we have, I've got those. I've had those for years. They're basically extra sitting for around camping with the kids, that sort of thing. But they make for good little tables in a situation like this. Got those sponge things mainly for carrying our gear in the canoe so that the wood stove doesn't crash to the bottom of the canoe, but they are handy to have inside the tent. Leather gloves. You can never go camping without leather gloves if you're going to have a fire. So for loading the wood stove and just moving the cast iron fry pans around, they're great. This is our wood collection here. Paper towels to wipe off the fry pans and just about everything else. And that is that. So the pole, I'm not sure how tall it is. I'm 6'2" and I have plenty of room, so I'm guessing that's at least 9 feet, maybe 10 feet tall. Makes for a good storage rack for Dee's jackets. And you can see the dustpan and broom. My wife used that about 4 times already this morning. I probably would never use it ever. And if you're looking at this tent and you've camped with me, because I know Bill right now is laughing, my tent, if I was by myself, would never look like this. My wife is way more organized and cleaner than I could ever hope to be. But ideally, in a perfect world, if she was camping with somebody who was equally clean, unlike myself, this is probably what her tent would look like. So I love this. If you were caught in a rainstorm or bad weather, you wouldn't be so claustrophobic. You could actually play cards in here, eat in here, survive in here for a day, move around. There's plenty of ventilation if it warms up. There's ways to adjust the heating in here if the stove gets too hot. There's 3 panels on that side at the bottom, 3 panels on that side, so you can zip them open. And even if it was raining, you get some ventilation in here without the rain coming in. So this is a really well thought out tent, and the quality is very impressive. So that is our setup. Just thought I'd share that with you. Gonna have to cook them slow. Because it's fall, the days are quite a bit shorter. So by the time we got everything set up, we got a fire going, and before you know it, sun's setting down in the west, and all the trees and everything else, we don't have a whole lot of light. But the important thing is our gear is all set up. Sitting here having a nice beverage. I'm having a beer. Tina's having a nice cider. There's not a kid to be found anywhere. We got 2 steaks on the fire. We got some roast potatoes going on here. And Dee and I haven't had a night like this in a long time, so this is really nice. Cheers, honey. Felt pretty good. Temperature's going to drop down tonight. You can tell there's no wind and not a cloud in the sky. I'm going to wake up. It's going to be a beautiful morning. Sunrise. Sun's going to rise right over there, right over the lake. Very nice. He cooked this up. I was just hanging the bear barrel. Yeah. What's that? Yeah. I took them out. I thought they would be plenty defrosted, but they were not. So it's time to eat. I'm starving. Okay, our first night didn't go quite how I had planned. I thought we'd get here a little earlier. We have a little more light, but it got dark quick. Yeah, we're all set. Tomorrow morning we'll get lots of video for you. This is an absolute gorgeous spot. It's a little gem. Dee and I have this all to ourselves, and it's just it's amazing. It's warm in here now, honey. Alright, so Dee and I just sat by the fire, and temperature, as expected, dropped dramatically. And we came in the tent, and after sitting by the fire, the tent seemed even colder. Quite a bit colder. So, we got a nice little fire going. And then suddenly, it is nice and cozy in here. Oh, so good morning, everyone. We had a wonderful night last night. It got darker. I don't know what I was thinking, but it got darker a lot sooner than I thought. So I was planning on filming more at nighttime, but by the time we got dinner going and stuff, it was already dark. So I didn't get a whole lot last night. This morning we woke up and it's as expected. It's cold out there, so we had a fire going in here, and we went from having our down coats on to being comfortable sitting by the fire here. So we're having our coffees. We're going to cook some cinnamon apple French toast that we have. We baked and brought to this trip just for this reason. We're going to make some French toast with that, with some sausages. And since we got a nice roaring fire going in the wood stove, we're going to cook it right here, and I'll show you how we do that. All right, so stay tuned. Okay, that is going to be our French toast, apple cinnamon bread. Dee baked for me just for this trip, because she knows it's my favorite. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to get the sausage cooked, and they'll stay nice and warm. We'll slide the fry pan over onto the side of the stove on the grill there, and then we'll cook our French toast. Are you gonna? How many are you having? 5, 6? Do I get to have any?
Butter smells good. Can't have enough though. Okay. Don't mind my fingers.
Yeah, Dee, we're really roughing it on this trip. So good. Love it.
Better than regular family day. It's not that kind of video.
My lovely wife made that. French toast sausage in our nice canvas tent. All alone on an island. It's tough to take. Nice. On a plate. We got a plate under here. We got a clean fork.
Clean
Okay. Clean enough. Camping clean, as I call it. So as you might imagine, cooking in here, it heats it up. So we got the door open. That's your plate. That's just a filthy plate that you just held up. So yeah, that's yours. And I'm gonna eat. I'm just gonna use this as these little triangle things. These tripod chairs are really good for sitting down, kind of working around instead of sitting in one of these relaxed chairs. These tripod ones are great to work over a fire, that sort of thing, and they make great tables for dinner or breakfast. Again, this trip we were able to carry a lot of luxuries. We have cots. I'll give you the tour of the tent later. But the beauty of it, we didn't really have to pack super light because with 2 boats, we were able to really load up the canoes and paddle here. That's pretty good.
Hello.
Very good.
Where's that other fork?
What you looking for? Airport?
Fork.
It's got to be over there somewhere. All right, this is gonna be our hike for the day. We're gonna go check out this bluff. It's gonna be a pretty spectacular view from up top there. But I need to put Dina through her paces, so she needs a workout. And we're gonna see what it's like to climb all that sand up to the top. So stay tuned. I imagine it'll be tough work, but I think it's gonna be a great view, so we're gonna check it out. No? Yeah, it didn't look this steep earlier on. So I'm going to race Dina to the top. Ooh, that's pretty nice up there. Piece of cake, honey. You ready? Where'd you go? don't know if that's the best route. The view's already pretty nice up here. Problem is I'm already stopping to catch my breath. Looking down at the water, it's absolutely crystal clear. The beauty of where we are is this waterway is pretty much supplied by spring-fed streams. It's amazing. You're killing me, woman. Huh? You're killing me. Whew. Get a little closer. Come here. What do you think?
It's good.
Ooh. Cool. Whose idea was to climb up this?
Yours.
It's crazy. Dee and I hiked up to the top here for a nice view, and it certainly was worth it. The scenery up here is amazing. Sandy bluffs, trout streams in the bottom. Just amazing. What do you think, Dee? Turn around. Take a look. Gorgeous, eh?
Yeah.
Scenery is not too bad either. Pretty impressive, huh? Beautiful.
Yeah. This is like really interesting. Careful going down.
Whoa! Whoa! Just kidding.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Careful. Well, just when I thought the view from the water was spectacular, it was certainly worth the climb. You get to really see the river and where it runs through the landscape here and the colors in the trees. It was pretty spectacular. So I hope you enjoyed that view. We got our workout in. Now it's definitely time to go have some dinner and some beers. Okay, we're heading back to the campsite now. We spent all day exploring, did some canoeing down the river here. We did some hiking. We got a whole lot of footage of that. We explored some of the sandy bluffs that are around this area. Really quite a workout to get up and down. But some of the views were spectacular, so I'll show you some of those in the footage on this video. Just beautiful country here. The leaves are changing. There's no bugs in the air. Nobody out here, which is even better. There's not a whole lot of camping around here, but it's really always amazes me. It's the perfect time of year to go camping. Get some fishing in. Hopefully have some fish for dinner. This is the, it's weird with my wife in front of the canoe instead of Griffin. I've done so many trips with Griff this summer, and Pierce joined us a little bit, but I really didn't do much canoeing with Pierce because it was mainly either Pierce was the Griffy on the trip or Griff was up front, mainly because I needed somebody light because I broke the seat on the front of this canoe here. So that's since been repaired. My lovely wife Dina is up front today. And it's been really nice because this is the, like I said, the first time where we've been away camping, just the two of us. And it's been a relaxing trip. We haven't done anything too crazy. Paddling to the campsite and setting up the campsite was, you know, a lot of work, but enjoyable work. The weather's great. And then, you know, we've had a few beers, ate well, we had a great breakfast. We haven't really had to have one snack today because we've been, we had a huge breakfast. Like Dina ate like a half a loaf of cinnamon bread and she had like 8 sausages, and I can't believe how much she ate. I had to, you know, I barely had to fight my way for a few scraps on the plate, but it was okay, you know, I didn't starve. But that was, by the time we got done breakfast, it was, I don't know, DA, almost 10 o'clock. By the time we, you know, filming it and all that great stuff. But we were really just chilling. We had a couple coffees before we really even got going, just enjoying the view and doing all that stuff. And then here we are. Realistically, by the time we eat dinner, it'll be 6. Get a fire going and stuff, and sit by the fire and relax and just talk without interruptions from kids, without interruptions from phones. Just enjoy the crackle of campfire and our company. It's kind of cool. So Dee and I have been married for 21 years. We've been, yeah, we'll be 22 in February. We've been together since 93, summer of 93, so 26 years actually. So we've been together a long time, done a lot of camping, a lot of trips. Before kids, during kids, now we're kind of almost entering that phase where it's after kids, you know, so it's kind of weird. Hopefully, you know what, I look back and I took my kids camping when they were, you know, infants and 1 year old, and Dee and I, you know, did some, you know, basic car camping trips, and we've done it with friends and family along the way. And it's a lot of work when they're young. Sometimes you think, is this really worth it?
One isn't fun.
One isn't fun was the rule when they were 1 year old. You know, I can remember bringing playpens and, you know, all the baby gear, and, you know, you just, it goes by so fast, it's so much work. And like I said, friends came and went with the camping idea. Most of them thought, this is crazy, I'm not doing this. And they were probably right. I was probably the crazy one. But obviously I've kept doing it for a long time. And it's in my blood. I like camping, I like exploring. And there's just something about here where you spend time with loved ones and family and friends that isn't quite the same doing anything else.
Like lots of space.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The smoke never cooperates with filming. So tonight's a lot more relaxing than last night because we just had a big breakfast. We didn't really have any snacks throughout the day. Thanks, sweetie. We're just having an early dinner. But the sun's behind us and it's still almost setting. So we got some trout, some sweet potatoes, and some mushrooms we cooked over the fire. And if we get time, we're going to have dessert, which will be a surprise. I'll show you that when we make it. Thanks, son. Bye. Mm-hmm. Nice. So it's time for dessert, and because I like you, I'm going to share one of my favorite desserts with you, and I can't even claim that this is my own. My buddy Bill, if you've been watching my videos, you'll know Bill on lots of my adventures. This is his recipe that he gave me, and it's become a Lamont family household tradition. So we need some Nutella, some hazelnut spread, a banana, and some cinnamon raisin bread. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to make a grilled cheese, except there's no cheese. We're going to grill Nutella and banana between some raisin bread on the fire, and that's going to be our dessert. And it's awesome. You're going to love it. Could you grab me a leather glove? Right here. Lots of chocolate goodness. We're going to throw bananas in there. Oh, 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 look at that. It's more chocolate. So I have the pieces of bread sliced, but the butter, I've got them buttered on both sides, but the butter's touching each other. That way I can hold the bread without getting butter in my hands. Put the bananas inside there with all that chocolate goodness. Oh, what a nice mess. Okay, so now I take this, put that on there, put that on there. Do you got the flipper? Could you hand that for me, please? Thanks. Okay. Gonna warm that up. I get so excited about this.
yeah.
Look at that. Nailed it. So cinnamon raisin bread, banana, Nutella, or any sort of hazelnut spread, basically chocolate. And another slice, you're sandwiching it between that. And that is a very nice dessert. It's a nice way to end our last dinner on our trip, eh, sweetie?
Mm-hmm.
This camping trip, if you haven't already guessed, is all about eating and just sitting by camp and relaxing. I do so many trips that are non-stop, you know, work and pack up and on the move. And after doing Wabakimi and Woodland Caribou for 2 weeks, it was nice to come and do this with my wife and just relax and enjoy views and enjoy nice weather. Shut the front door, as my buddy Bill would say. Look at that goodness. Oh man! Woohoo! That looks good. Look at that. Oh goodness. There you go. What do you think, honey? Is it good? Mm-hmm. Oh man. Thanks, Bill, for the inspiration. Look at that goodness. I'm zooming in on the thing right there. Oh man, that is a whole lot of okay. It's more than okay. It's awesome.
I think it's burning.
So after being outside, watching the embers die down from the fire and seeing my breath, how the temperature dropped, it was legitimately cold out there. So it was time to get in the tent. Lucky for me, my wife got in the tent before I did. And it's a sauna in here right now. I'm gonna have to strip down. And the wood stove is going full bore. And my wife likes the warm temperatures. She likes the heat. So it is really warm in here. So just to give you an idea, this is the luxuries of having a hot tent in cold weather. It's been awesome. She's loving it. Look at the fire she's got going here. Let me show you a little fire. Yeah. That heats a tent up pretty quick. D, seriously, look at the logs you got on there. Woo. All right. That tells me I won't be going to bed for a while because I like it cold when I sleep. That's way too hot. I seriously won't be able to sleep for like an hour until it cools down. It's got to be 100 degrees here. Morning, guys. I'd get you some video of the river outside the island here, but there's complete fog and cold out there, so there's really not a whole lot to show you. The whole reason we have this canvas tent is we're cooking inside. It's comfortable once we got a fire going. It was really cold this morning, but we had a fire going in the wood stove, and it's very comfortable in here. In fact, we got one of the doors open, and because when we're cooking, we really got to have some high heat to get the bacon going and that sort of stuff. So today's a travel day. We're going to be packing up. While I'm cooking breakfast, Dina is going to be packing up our gear and our sleeping bags, that sort of stuff. And I'm going to get our bacon and eggs going. It's going to be a travel day, so we're going to be heading back. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this has inspired you to get out and enjoy nature as usual. The beauty of having a canvas tent, we can load it in our canoe and our boats, and we can pretty much access any sort of remote area that we want, that there's no road access, you can't get there by vehicle, and it's really nice. It's a way to get out into nature and have some solitude away from everybody without having to you know, have a cottage or that sort of thing, right? So you know, for me, it's the best of both worlds. The tent sets up quickly. The wood stove allows us to get out here in nature any time of year, really, and we may do this next month in the snow. So we'll see if I can talk my wife into doing that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. We're going to have our breakfast here. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you if you enjoyed it, again, that thumbs up really helps. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe for more videos. I'm making them all the time. And it's this sort of video on my channel that I try to mix in with a bunch of different other adventures. So cheers, and we got another one in the books. This video, I have the camera set up out front of the door there. Just trying to get a different angle. Cooking. Well, good morning, everyone. So last breakfast here. On the menu tonight is going to be, on the menu this morning, we're going to have some scrambled eggs with some onion sauté in there and some bacon. So, without further ado, we're going to get at it. Pots are heated up, fire's going. I'm going to get cooking. Lots of bacon here, so. Cut bacon. Good. Gonna get the bacon cooked, set that aside, and then we'll get the eggs going. Dina likes onions in her scrambled eggs, so I brought these just for her. In case you're wondering, my wife eats a lot, so this is all for her. Oh, one shell after all that. That's not too bad. Grilling just to warm up, give it a little extra taste. Me and Dee are going to sit back and have our breakfast and continue to pack up. So I will catch back with you once we're done eating. We're just getting ready to push off. Dee is set. She's in my pack boat. The Woodstove is right behind her. She's got all her gear. Water's like glass. I'm going to paddle back to the truck, and for a 3-day trip this is pretty awesome. He's taking some pictures. It's actually warmed up, the fog's burned off. It's just gorgeous, and this is just what we needed, eh, hon? 3 days, no kids, peace and quiet. We miss them, of course we do. Every bullet so far. No, we have a pretty happy family actually. Yeah, really no complaints there. But yeah, we got great kids. We're very fortunate. Still nice to get away. Me and the wife, we still like each other's company so far. So far so good. And nothing tests that, like spending 3 days in a canvas tent alone on an island with just nature around you, no cell signal, no phones to bug you, nobody around. We didn't see anybody the entire time we were here. So it's pretty awesome. No wind at all to paddle back, which is very nice.